Oh shit, here we go again.
Upcoming anime figures, we're going to be taking a look at events Wonder Festival, Summer 2023, and then Hobby Expo Japan. So kicking it off, we got Wild Melody, 1/7 scale, Girls Frontline, Type 95, her Prairie Gentian version. Very elegant figure. I love the sculpt on her stomach right there. I would totally order this if I still played Girls Frontline. Next up, we have Stronger. They're making a Hatsune Miku figure of this illustration, although there's two Mikus here, but I'm assuming Miku is up against a mirror, and that's why they didn't make the other side. Next up, we have Solar Rain Toys coming out with two Toho figures. We have one of Churno, her Summer Frost version, and then one of Reimu, her Leisurely Shrine Maiden of Paradise version. Look pretty good, especially Churno. I absolutely love the little ice cream like cone base that she has, and she's eating like a watermelon popsicle. Very cute figure. Reimu, she looks decent. I don't know, there's something about her face that kind of reminds me of a chipmunk. Maybe it's the nose, I have no idea. But I do like the overall pose and just the floaty airiness that it has. And of course the base too, with the shrine temple structures just falling into the water. That's very nice. Can only hope that Solar Rain Toys actually delivers for you. Next up from Pony Canyon, we have a AOT Levi scale. This is 1/6, so if you're a big Levi fan or big AOT fan, I'd recommend getting this. This looks pretty cool. Love the wind effects on the bottom. And then they also have a Demon Slave figure of Kyoka coming out. I'm surprised this is actually getting a figure already. Actually, it's getting two figures. I think there's another one in here somewhere. But yeah, we have a figure of Kyoka. I'm actually reading the manga for this. The anime is slated to come out. And then Pony Canyon also announced at the Azur Lane 6th anniversary that they're going to be doing a Prince Eugen figure of her in her black dress. I'll be keeping my eyes out for this one. Might pre-order it depending on how it actually looks. Speaking of the Azur Lane 6th anniversary, there was a couple of other figures that were showcased there that were also announced at these previous events. I think there might have been one or two new figures announced as well, but I'm not too sure. But they did showcase New Jersey's bunny figure from Freeing over there. I believe this is the first time that's actually been displayed at an event, and we get to see what the actual final retail product might essentially look like. And let me tell you, a lot of people are very angry. If you go on the New Jersey MFC page for her right now for the bunny figure, it's just like a list of people like ranting about the figure and like how they're canceling their pre-orders, which I don't blame them, because if you haven't actually seen what the final base for the figure looks like, well, here you go. Yeah, not exactly the greatest look. Am I buying an anime figure or am I getting served pancakes with a side of ass? They have like this 4 multi-base design. Now, if you actually paid attention to her promotional photos at the start when she first started going out for pre-order, you probably would have noticed that her base design is pretty much the exact same. It was just a lot easier to miss because everything was transparent, like acrylic base, right? But obviously for the retail version, they're going to color it in and it just looks way more uglier. Now, I have a lot of things I can potentially say about this figure right here just from the pictures. I don't want to be super pessimistic. I'll wait until I actually have the figure in and I do the video to give my full thoughts. If you have her pre-ordered and so far looking at the base and everything, you are having second thoughts, I would 100% recommend canceling it if you can, because legitimately I feel like this might bin down a couple thousand yen, maybe, hopefully. And also I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot left in stock, just considering how many people are going to be canceling their orders of her. So if I wasn't making videos, I probably would have canceled her by now, because honestly, right from the get-go, 66k yen for freeing quality is definitely not the smartest decision. Next up from Nekoyama, we have two Nekopara Race Queen figures of Maple and Cinnamon. So if you collect Nekopara, have at it. Oh, also, I'm going to be trying to go over most of these things really quick if I'm not too interested into the figures. So if I skim over stuff and it seems like I'm not interested, that's mainly because I'm not. Next up, we have two figures from Miyuki. I've never heard of the manufacturer before, but here it is. We have one of Komi Shoko, her summer clothes version, and then we have Blue Archives Mari. So nice. Next up, we have two figures that I thought was worth mentioning from Hobby Sakura. So we have OC character Super Bunny art done by Duck Kong. When I first saw her, I swear I thought it was Alice from Nikkei. And then we have an OC character from Yasuri, Ying Mo. Swords, foxtail, big titties. Come on. From Medicos, we have a Guts from Berserk figure. So any Berserk fans, have at it. Golden Head is coming out with an Azur Lane figure of Rune. This is actually already up for pre-order as I'm recording this video. A couple of these are actually already up for pre-order as well. If I remember they're up for pre-order, I'll mention it. If I don't kill me. I'm not too into the idol look. I'm probably not going to pre-order her. But I know there is one Rune fan in one of my comment section that asked me where are all the Rune figures at. Well, here you go. You get one. Next up, Elegant is coming out with a couple of figures. So they have two Blue Archive figures, one of Miyu. I love this figure. I just love the trash bin and with the leaves inside and Miyu just popping out of it. I don't know if I'm going to be ordering this, Depending on the price, I'll consider. And then we have Azusa's swimsuit. This looks really pretty. I love the paint job so far and the base. She's got a lot of accessories, suitcases. Yeah, this is a good figure. The two Azur figures, we have Shimakaze, her Summer Island swimsuit version, and then we have Jade getting a figure as well. El Coco is making some Bunny Girl Senpai figures of Mai, so if any Mai fans adding to your Mai shrine, you might want to take a look at a couple of these. Daiki Kyogo had two Azur figures I thought was worth mentioning, so we have Tosa's Hometown Zest version. I might order this depending on how it looks. Fox Girls are just such an easy sell, bro. And then we have Centaur's Beachside Undyne version. Claynel is coming out with a couple of figures as well, so we have an Albedo lingerie version from Overlord. We have a Hololive figure of Kazuma Iroha. I love the panda bear on the left. Very nice figure. The Licorice recoil figure of Chisato, Hawaii version. Then we have two Nekopara figures of Vanilla and Chocola. And then of course a Ryza figure, because you know a Ryza figure had to be announced here as well. Next up we have AniGame coming out with a couple of Azur figures. So first we have Richelieu. This is her swimsuit outfit. Little Cheshire. This is actually 1/6. So despite her being small, she's also going to be huge. And then we have another Cheshire just in lingerie basically. So next up from Alphamax, we have Rodney's Immaculate Beauty version. Very pretty. And then Alphamax is actually making a 1/4 figure of Bremerton. If you're wondering where the outfit that she's wearing is based off of, it's not any one of her skins. It's actually based off of the official Dakimakura for her, where she's wearing like a cowboy, cowgirl outfit. Then next up we have Alice Glint coming out with an Azur figure of John Dark, Saintess of the Sea version. Okay, next up, Wonderful Works. DP12's figure from Girls Frontline. I would 100% order this if I still played Girls Frontline. We have Hatsune Miku 2021 Vacation Style, an OC character by Neko Metal. I think that's the artist. And an OC character from Toidomano, Mizugi Onesan. She looks great. I'm not going to be ordering this, but I just wanted to talk about it real quick just because, gosh, she's hot. And then, of course, two Ryza figures were announced. Ryza's getting milked hard. I don't know if you guys noticed. Next up, Wings Inc. First up, we have Albion Silver Moon Fairy Princess version. Then we have is it Jean Bart or John Bart? First Snow Upon the Cutlass Edge version. Then we have Marco Polo, the Queen of Hearts version. And then we have Musashi. I don't know if I'm going to be ordering this because there's actually another Musashi figure made by another manufacturer. If they both look really good, I'll order both. But times are tight, so you know, you kind of have to get picky. Next up, we have Wanderer, two Evangelion figures. So we have Asuka Langley and, of course, Mari. Then they're coming out with two FGO figures, glasses versions of John and Mordred. And then we have two Azur figures, one of Aurora, her shackled version, and then Unicorn's Prayer of Plum and Snow version. Union Creative, they mostly announced OC characters from artists. I don't think I'll be buying any of them. I mean, they announced like a couple of like IP stuff like Cafe Terrace Goddess. They look all right. Gridman stuff. They also announced some Monster Hunter figures of Hinowa and Minoto. Next up, we have Spirit Tail, Oshino Ko figure of Kana, Elena, the Wandering Witch, Hatsune Miku Birthday 2022 Polaris version, Hatsune Miku drawing version. I actually really like this one. I love the whole Neko aesthetic, and of course she's holding like a big Wacom tablet pen. We have a Blackrock Shooter figure, and I feel like I've seen this one before, but we have two Kitagawa Marin figures, one of her cosplaying Liz, and then another swimsuit one. Also two Nikkei figures of Soda and Viper. Nice to see Nikkei getting some love. They are making another My China Dress version, white color. If you missed out on the blue one, which actually released earlier this year, then get ready for the white colored version. A blue archive figure of Iori. She looks pretty good. S-Fire is coming out with two Hatsune Miku figures. Pretty nice. And then they're coming out with a couple of like shonen stuff like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't care too much about this stuff, but for any shonen fans out there, there you go. Ribose is coming out with a Arknights figure of Kyobei's Pajama Party version. Very adorable. I just love how baggy they look. They look very cozy. Depending on the price for this, I might pre-order it. Ribose is coming out with an Azur figure of Honolulu. This is her Manju Mischief version. Very nice. And then a Girls Frontline figure of PA-15, Dance in the Ice and Sea version. And then Ribose is coming out with a Nadeshiko figure. Ques Q, they announced a couple of IP stuff and a couple of OC character stuff. So we have an OC character from Toridomano again, the legend, Chokyoshi-chan. I think that's the name. By the way, forgive me for any mispronunciations I might do. Next up, we have Alyssa from Cold Steel 2. I do want to pre-order her because I do like this outfit, but she doesn't match any of like the other Trails figures I have because most of them are done by Kotobukiya and they've gone for like their Cold Steel 4 / Hajimari outfits. So this is from Cold Steel 2, which is like 2 games before. So we have Melusine, her Lancer version, Sei Shonagun, and Tomoe Gozen swimsuit figures, Shuten Doji Caster, and then we have Flandre Scarlet. This is her Komajo version. Damn, she looks crazy. Hanakawa Tsubasa figure. Very interesting. Haven't seen a Monogatari figure in a bit. An OC character from Matoro, Bad Bunny. God, she looks great though. Very nice. And then a couple more OC characters from Matoro. So we have Female Ninja and Oni Ninja. An OC character from Nitty 2D, Jesus Christ. We have a Millium figure, 2 13 Sentinel figures, Arc Raid Brune Stud. Depending on how this looks, I might pre-order or I might skip. And then we have another FGO figure of Okitsu Soji, her swimsuit version. And then lastly, we have a Yamakaze Kaini from KenKen. Very nice to see KenKen getting some love, reminding people that it still exists. Next up, we have Prime 1 Studio / Prisma Wing, who is a manufacturer I never thought I'd ever want to buy from, but they do have one figure that I'm interested in. But first up, we have a set of Berserk figures of Guts and Griff. These look really nice. If you're a big Berserk fan, you're definitely going to want to pick these up. They probably cost you an arm and a leg though. The armor and also just the character portraits in the capes, like that was such a good detail. Like these look sick. We have a Raftalia figure, a figure for Talked OP Destiny, K figure from Classroom of the Elite, Megumin, an I figure from Oshinoko, a Shikimori figure, and then last up, the figure that I'm actually interested in buying from them is their Unicamp figure of Nadeshiko and Rin. I'm just hoping this doesn't cost me like an arm and a leg, but definitely something I want to add to my collection. Next up, we have a couple of Pop-Up Parade figures. I didn't really feel the need to mention these, but there's gotta be some people out there that like pop-up parades. So we have 2 Overlord pop-up parades, a couple of Evangelion pop-up parades, we have a set of Blue Archive pop-up parades, a couple of Hololive. I actually got debated by this one. I thought this was a Botan scale, but it's actually just a pop-up parade. It was very sad. Someone pick up this garage kit of Botan and make it into like a pre-painted scale. I don't care if it's like 35k yen, I'll still buy it. Then we have a couple of Oshinoko pop-up parades, and then a set of No Game No Life pop-up parades. And there you go. Next up, we have Phat Company, the manufacturer that keeps on announcing stuff, but never releases anything. I say that because there's actually a lot of other figures that they have announced a while ago that still haven't released now. Like take Shining, for example, from Arknights. She was announced, I don't know, probably at least 2 years ago, maybe more. And she's still not out yet. Now granted, I don't blame them for that specific case because goddamn, that hair is atrocious. Anything here, just know it could be a couple of years before you actually end up seeing any of these figures. So they announced 2 Azur figures, one of Kumino's Fancy Waves version, and then another one of Thuringen's Tidying in the Moonlight version. Very nice. We have a Blue Archive figure of Hoshino and her swimsuit version, very cute. A Chainsaw Man figure for Power. I believe this is actually already up for pre-order if I'm not mistaken. Very interesting move with the sound effects in the background. An FGO figure of Utsumi. A lot of Girls Frontline figures. So we have like AK-12, DP-12, PA-15, IWS 2000, and a few more Girls Frontline figures. A couple of Licorice Recoil figures, and then we have one Overlord figure of Kamatine in her swimsuit outfit. Very nice. Next up, we have Neonmax Japan, Dido from Azur Lane, her Biscay doll version. This looks pretty good. I'm not going to be ordering this, but she looks fantastic. I love the details on the wings so far. Just look at those feathers. Not to mention that the tightness around her bust right here is impeccable. Another Azur Lane figure of Glorious, her Pungent Plum version. This skin is actually also getting another figure as well from a different manufacturer, but this one looks pretty good. And then of course St. Louis's Spirits in the Snow version finally has a prototype. I'm pretty sure this solidifies that I'm going to be pre-ordering her. And then last up we have a Blue Archive figure of Wakamo. Oh man, she looks so sick. Definitely pre-ordered. Next up, the Nendoroids. Now, I'm not going to go into too detail with the Nendoroids because let's be real here, there's a shit ton of them. We have a set of Blue Archive Nendoroids, Bocchi the Rock's getting some Nendoroids, Doki Doki Literature Club, Dragon Maid, Hololive. There's so many Hololive. Oh my god. Nichijou, Nikkei, Ochinoko, Suzume, heck, even Elden Ring. Next up, MegaHouse. So MegaHouse is coming out with a Blue Archive figure of Asuna, her maid version. Pretty nice. We got a set of Lookup series. I actually find most of the Lookup series kind of creepy, but this set here looks adorable. I don't know why, maybe it's because it's Bocchi the Rock. Kogane from Idolmaster Shiny Colors is getting a figure. Very nice. And then we have Persona 4 Golden Izanagi version 2. I believe this is actually out for pre-order. It's about 28,000 yen or so. He looks sick. I'd totally be down to order this. But if I ordered him, I should have ordered Arsene ages ago. Maybe in the future. Next up, we have Max Factory. First up, we have a prototype of Arcade. This looks really good. I'm assuming the dress quality is going to be pretty similar to their John Alter that they did before in their dress version a couple years back. Next up, we have a Blue Archive figure of Aru. I might pre-order this. I like Aru a lot. She's funny.
You stupid. What's 9 plus 10? You stupid.
Then a blue archive figure of Hatsune Miku. Yeah, because they had a collab, if you didn't know. And then another blue archive figure of Toki. They announced all of these blue archive figures, but we still don't have a prototype for Karin. Come on, Max Factory, you had one job. Max Factory's figure of Chloe from Hololive, here you go. Kitagawa Marin figure, we have a close-up of Nikkei's volume, which pretty much solidified that I'm buying her 100%. And then last up, a couple of Uma Musume figures of Biwa and Naruto. And there you go. Next up, Kotobukiya announced Delta from Eminence and Shadow, very nice. We have a figure of Guilty Gear's Bridget, Return of the Killing Machine. Probably the best Bridget figure I've seen so far. And then a couple more Idolmaster figures. Very nice. We have a My Hero figure of Black Deku. Another Kana figure from Oshinoko. We even have Persona 3 Reload, the protagonist, getting a figure. I'm definitely going to be ordering this because, you know, I need my boy Makoto. At least I call him Makoto. Emma Milstein from Trails. Already have this on pre-order. And then we have two more Uma Musume figures, Kita-san Block and Satono Diamond. Kadokawa announced a lot of stuff, but legitimately not really a whole lot that I'm personally going to be buying. So we have an Eye, Aqua, and Ruby figure from Goshi no Ko, two Angel Beats figures. I believe the wedding dress one is actually already up for pre-order, but the swimsuit one is not. Another Bunny Girl Senpai figure of my Hanfu version. Of course, a couple of Kurumi figures. You all know, yeah, they had to have Kurumi. We have a fully colored prototype for Eminence and Shadows Beta. Very nice. Fate Kalade's Ilya. I believe this is actually already up for pre-order as well. We have two swimsuit FGO figures of Anastasia and Okita. Okita is probably the only figure here that I'm actually going to be dead set on pre-ordering. Hopefully it turns out good. Knowing Kadokawa could be hit or miss. Maneki Miku version. This figure just screams Chinese New Year. Couple of high school DD figures. Couple of Konosuba figures for the 10th anniversary, and a couple more Konosuba figures. We have Himeji from Liar Liar. I really like the eyes on this one. Very good. Another Licorice Recoil figure coming out. No Game No Life figure of Shuvi. A couple more Oshinoko figures. Another Albedo. Another Raftalia. Another Asuna. And that's pretty much it. Next up, Hobby Stock. They didn't announce a whole lot of stuff that I was interested in, but they have a couple of Senra and Kagura figures, a couple of Mikus, Rin from Unicamp, and a couple of Snafus. Hobby Max Japan, they're doing an Azune figure of Ninghai and Pinghai. Very nice. Bronya from Honkai Impact 3rd. Squad 404 from Girls Front Line. I love the outfits. They got the drip. And of course, Radio Ava Part 3. And then a couple of Vocaloid figures. Next up, we have Good Smile. They didn't announce a whole lot of stuff that I was personally interested in, but they did announce a blue archive figure of Artist Made version, along with two Bochi scales. This one looks really simple. It's a scale figure, but honestly, it looks more like a pop-up parade. Then we have another Hatsune Miku. This is her happy 16th birthday version. She looks gorgeous. I love the wings made up of like sheet music and instruments. She looks beautiful. I haven't wanted to order a Miku figure in a long time. Well, that's not true. I did want to order her like Chinese dress one because that looked fantastic. But this, I'd be so tempted to order this, but I'm so worried about the structural integrity of the wings. Knowing Good Smile, they're no stranger to leaning, sagging figures. No offense. But yeah, she looks great. I think she's on pre-order for about 24,000 yen, which is actually a lot cheaper than I thought she was going to be. I thought she was going to easily be like 30k. We have another Miku Racing 2023 version, Laplace Darkness. We actually have a prototype for Modernia, her hyper body version. And then we have Arc Raid Brunstud's dress code clad in Glacier's version. She looks cute. I'm probably not going to order this one though. And then Xenoblade 3 fans, you get Mio, very nice. And then a Uma Musume figure of Rice Shower, makeup vampire version. Next up we have is FuRyu. So FuRyu is coming out with a Hakure Reimu figure, Chubby Cheeks version. Okay, that's not actually what it's called, but I'm calling it Chubby Cheeks version because her cheeks look chubby. I don't exactly remember how much she's up for pre-order, but knowing FuRyu, I wouldn't be surprised if it's very expensive because FuRyu has some like obsession with like overpressing their figures. They're coming out with a Demon Slayer figure of Kyoka. You even got Yuki as the base, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, we have another Nikkei figure of Emma coming out. Good lord. And then another Nikkei figure of Guillotine. And then a Punishing Grey Raven figure of 21. The angle of this figure and or the lens taken with it makes the head look so huge, unless that's actually how the figure looks like, because then Jesus Christ. Her head looks massive in comparison with the rest of her body. Next up we have Freeing. Oh good lord, you gotta love Freeing, right? Of course they're coming out with a bunch of 1/4 figures. A lot of bunny ones. You even got like 2 Love Ru in there. Slime. but they are coming out with a couple Azur Lane figures. So we have Boyce Cheapest Sapphire, Chitose's Summer Shine version, Drake's The Golden Hinds Respite, and then Manchester Midnight Devil in white version. A couple Grossman line, a Miku, and then we actually have two Nikkei 1/4s, which came out of left field. I didn't actually know these were coming out. So we have Marion and Anis. I might pre-order Anis, depending on how much it is. She looks good, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to give Freeing any money. Next up we have is eStream, a Yu-Gi-Oh figure of Illusion Magician, Bridget from Guilty Cure. I'd recommend getting the other one that I talked about before over this one. Some Jujutsu Kaisen, Carl from Princess Connect Redive, Kubo. The Macross Frontier figures are finally painted. We have the figure from Madoka, still not painted, but doesn't look too bad. Which, by the way, we actually have a time frame for the sequel to Rebellion. I think it's winter 2024. So a couple of Megumin figures with Union, Oshinoko, Data Live, and then some Girls Frontline. Next up, we have Design Coco, who I actually didn't know was a manufacturer. Design Coco is usually a sculptor for a lot of figures, but I guess now they're actually manufacturing their own stuff. So we'll see how that goes. They're doing an Azur Lane figure of Emil, a couple of Miku figures. I believe this one's actually up for pre-order already. The only one that I'd probably be interested in buying somewhat is Senbon Sakura Miku, but we'll see. And then we have a couple of Rem figures. I don't know why they want the spacesuit outfit one. That just looks kind of weird to me, but it is what it is. Next up, we have Apex. So we have Amaki-chan. Depending on the price of this one, I actually would buy it. I love the base and the little manjus. Yeah, this looks adorable. We have a figure of Turpitz, a vase for the Frost Flower. Very nice. And then we have one of Yat Sen, her Paragon of Celestial Grace version. Of course, another Data Live Kurumi figure. You knew it was coming. A couple of Honkai Impact 3rd figures. Another Gross Frontline figure of M4A4. Azur Lane figure of Prince Ruprecht. Gate Dragon's Advent version. Remelia Scarlet. Damn, this one looks very creepy. It's like very gothic. The front of the dress having the squares made me think that she had no legs because it was just completely like see-through. So I was like, did she have any legs? It's very skeleton-like. I'm sure the aesthetic is very appealing to a lot of people. We have a Grand Blue Fantasy figure of Vera. And then Apex's last figure is a China dress figure of an OC character. I believe it's an OC character. Two versions, black and white. And holy, she looks amazing. First off, I like the base. Oh my god, just like the Chinese dresses with the bases that have like a tree furniture in the back. It's such an easy sell for me. I would 100% buy this, but I don't buy like OC characters too often. Good lord, look at the mass of her thighs, bro. Probably some of the best thighs I've seen on a figure in a while. She could give MX Chan a run for her money. Oh, another addition for Apex. They recently unveiled Enterprise's full painted version of her Windcatcher outfit. The figure looks fantastic. I wasn't planning on ordering this one, but they got me very tempted. They got me extremely tempted. All right, next up, Aniplex. Quite a few Bocchi the Rock scales, which most of them I don't plan on ordering. This one just looks awkward. I don't know what this is about. The made one's decent. Realistically, the only one I'd be interested in is like this dinosaur one. This looks cute. This one right here, where she's kind of floating, isn't actually bad. Depending on how this looks, I would definitely pre-order it. Kitagawa Marin figure, another Kill la Kill figure, Licorice Recoil, and then Nier. Not bad. Next up, Amiyami. Amiyami is making a blue archive figure of Akko. Their Azur Lane figure of Formidable. Her swimsuit version is finally painted. She doesn't look too bad. I'm probably going to be skipping this. Formidable's not like a top tier ship for me, even though I ordered her altar figure. That was mainly just for the video. We have Janice's Fright Night Scaredy Cat figure. I wonder if they're actually going to do the pumpkins in the background as a base. We have a Tales of Arise figure of Shinon. Next up, we have Amakuni. They're coming out with two Arms Notes figures, Jira-chan bunny version, and then Mizugi Onei-san from the Swim Club. Super hot, by the way. Next up, we have two blue archive figures, one of Kokona and one of Koharu. Very nice. Kokona is absolutely adorable. We have two FGO figures, one of Balban Sith and one of Bradamante. Balban looks amazing. Just, I love the facial expression with the cat-like eyes and the fang. Look on the detail of her outfit, especially on her boots with the shoelaces. Ooh, that looks nice. Bradamante looks pretty good too. It's pretty much like a one-to-one creation of her art. Next up, we have a couple of Persona 5 figures. So we have Futaba all geared out in Persona gear, and then we have school uniform versions of Makoto and An. And then last up, we have a Yukino figure from Snafu. Last up is Alter. Saving the best for last. They're just sucking my wallet dry. So first up, we have Arknight's Dusk. She looks great. I cannot wait for this to be painted. Dusk fans are eating good. Alter did announce quite a few Azur Lane figures, which I'm happy to say that a majority of them I'm probably going to skip because a good portion of them are of ships that I don't deem to be in like my top list. First up, we have Agir. This is her Dragon Maid version. I like Agir. If this was like perhaps her other skin, I probably would have bought it. I'm skipping this one. We have Algerie. Look at the size of those guns. I think this is the biggest rigging so far on any Azerlane alter figure, I'm pretty sure. I would probably expect this figure to be like around like 33,000 yen maybe. Don't know if they do a light version, but we'll have to see. We have August von Parseval. Very nice. We have Cheshire, which is probably her best figure so far. We have another figure of Glorious. This is also of her Plungent Plum version. There's actually a garage kit of this exact like pose as well. So I'm assuming Alter is going to do a fantastic job of this. Next up we have Implacable and Indomitable. I'm probably going to be skipping Implacable, but Indomitable I might buy. We have Lamalin's Listless Lapin version, and then we have a big one, which I wasn't expecting, Musashi. Definitely going to be ordering this one, and if Wings Inc. looks just as good, then I'll order that one too. But definitely going to be ordering Alter's Musashi. And then another one I wasn't expecting, New Jersey. If it's going to be like the full rigged out version with like her jacket and the huge guns and everything, I'm assuming that it's going to be at least like 40k yen. I don't expect it to be any less than that. If it is, that'd be a miracle. Unless they do like a light version without the guns and everything, then maybe it'd be under like 40k, but with all of that, it's probably going to be 40k. I saw a comment on like the MFC page for this figure already, and some person said, oh, this is probably going to be the first like affordable New Jersey figure since the other two are already super expensive. Oh, you naive child. Another Azerlane figure of Persis, Unfamiliar Duties version. I believe this is already out for pre-order, but easy skip for me. We have a dual set of Pola and Zara. I'm probably going to be pre-ordering these ones. And then we have St. Louis's luxury handle version. We finally have a prototype. There's no car, of course. Like, I didn't think they were going to build an entire car just for St. Louis, but it would have been funny. And apparently this is actually 1/6. It's not 1/7 as their typical Azerlane figures, so she's going to be quite big. And then we have two more Azerlane figures, one of Taiho's Sweet Time After School version. Very nice, but easy skip for me. And then we have Ulrich's Maid version. Also easy skip for me. Alter is diving into Blue Archive with Toki, which is cool. Two Evangelion figures of Asuka and Rei. Quite a few FGO figures were announced as well. So we have Arjuna, Third Ascension, and then of course his Berserker version. We have Morgan's Final Ascension, instant pre-order, 100%. We have John Alter and Saber Alter. Depending on the prices for these, I might buy them, but I already have Alter's like best John Alter figure in my opinion. Saber Alter I might still buy though. Figure of Karna, Oberon, and Oberon's actually getting the good treatment. Look at his base, Jesus Christ. This is going to be expensive. Proto Merlin actually has a colored prototype. She looks nice. And then last up, we have Sei Shonagun's getting her swimsuit figure, also done by Alter. So Ques Q is not the only one doing one. And then Genshin fans, specifically Fischl fans, Alter's Fischl finally has a prototype, and she looks great. I love the electricity and the pose. Dude, I'm already looking at like the sculpt on her hair, and it looks great. Pretty good. A couple of Idolmaster figures. We have another Kitagawa Marin figure, Licorice Recoil, and this is surprising. Alter's actually making some Nikkei bunny figures. So we have Noir and Blanc, which I'm 100% going to be pre-ordering because I love me some Noir. And then we have Viper's Toxic Rabbit version, which probably going to be skipping because Viper's not like a high Nikkei for me. So we have two Overlord figures, an Asuna, and then we have Remilia Scarlet from Toho, which goes with the Flandre that I unboxed not too long ago. And she looks fantastic. Oh my god, I just love the blue color of her hair in contrast with her red eyes. She looks great. I love the dress. The wings look fantastic. Yeah, she's gonna look really good beside Flandre. Alter announced that they're doing a Archetype Earth Final Ascension figure. Super excited, definitely going to be pre-ordering this one. And then a couple of Uma Musume figures, so we have Rice Shower and Teo. And then last up, we have a Udican figure of Shimarin. And yeah, that's pretty much it for all the figures. So if there's anything I missed and you're excited for, leave a comment down below just telling me what you're excited for. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.